What went into the idea is that yesterday we saw a strong move up. If I zoom out and back, you can see yesterday, really strong move to the upside. Today, with price sitting near this blue line, that's my 50 EMA. I know that's a strong EMA that I find really good D1 in trend pullback entries off of. So that's a significant level that I look to trade from. That 50 EMA gets me interested. On top of that, the TDI being above the 50 value, you see over here, actually you can't see because my face is blocking it. Wait, I'll move my face. There you go. You see the 50 right here, that 50 value, that tells me if we're in a buyer's market or a seller's market. It's just simple sentiment. So with that being in the buy zone today, that confirms what I'm seeing on the chart that we should be looking for longs. Now, I'm not just going to buy it anywhere on the 15 minute. I'm going to go down to the 1 minute chart to find risk reward, to find a risk level, and then see what my potential reward could be. If that risk reward lines up, then I'm going to look to take this trade. And that's what happened this morning. On top of that, what I'm going to do is go to the higher time frames, like the 1 hour, and check here. What I like to do on the 1 hour is ignore the 800, the 50, and the 200 EMAs, just because I think they create too much noise. That's the two blue lines and the white line. So if we ignore those, you can see price is above the 8 is above the 21, and the TDI again here is in that buying zone. So that's a strong uptrend there, which helps my long idea. Here on the 4 hour, the TDI is in the sell zone, but price is long biased. So a little bit of indecision there. And then on the daily, yesterday's bar was really, really strong. But again, the TDI here, kind of short biased. So when you come back to the 15 minute, your 4 hour and daily are a little indecisive, but your 1 hour definitely feeds into the long idea. So when I have a higher time frame situation like this, where they don't all say buy it or all say sell it when there's a little indecision, I use that to knock my size down a little bit on the overall position, just because I know the higher timeframes aren't in full agreement. But that doesn't mean that I don't have a trend here, especially since it's now Thursday, we're coming into the end of the week. You're seeing this pick up on Wednesday. That would mean that maybe today we can see extension from that move that started yesterday. So now we went to the higher timeframes. Let's go down to the 1 minute. Here you can see where my entry is marked. That is where I took the position. I'm going to fast forward and show you in a second. But this is the most important thing. Where I put my stop loss was defined by the divergence that I drew. So if we zoom out just a little bit and go back a little earlier, you can see the RSI low is here at 223. The price action low is here at 416. So there's a 2 hour difference. That difference shows me that price is falling, but the RSI is rising. That creates divergence. That is called bullish divergence. You call it the direction the RSI is moving. So since the RSI is moving up, we call this bullish divergence. I then take the low, the pin low. And if you don't know how I draw pin support resistance zones, I'll link that video above so you can check that out. It's an older one, but it's good. That pin low with the 2 candle rule applied, again, that's explained in the video, that sets the bottom. So now I know we have a bottom, we have bullish divergence, which is showing me change is coming. We have a higher low off that bottom. We have another higher low here off that bottom. So we have 1, 2, 3 hits showing me support to 1.5529. You see the price here on the right side, right? Now, as we fast forward, let's see if we hit play here and we move forward. You're going to see, let me speed this up a little bit. You're going to see how this comes through the 50. That's where I took my position. It then pulls the 1 minute TDI, just like we like to see on the higher time frames. It then pulls the 1 minute TDI into the buy zone and the trade starts to move up. Now at 1.5 R here, I'm taking off some of the profit and I'm moving my stop loss into profit so I cannot lose money on the trade. So as soon as we moved up, because again, my stop here is, let's just be accurate instead of me guessing, stop is about 7 pips. So once we're up 10, 12 pips, I'm taking a little bit of the trade off, closing some in profit and locking my stop loss here where this dotted line is. Now I'm just managing the trade. Can't lose any money, just managing the trade. And as it continued to move higher, 2R, then 3R, then 4R, I continued to piece my way out of it. And if it was going to turn around and come down, you'd see my stop is in profit. It would stop me out. We move on to the next trade. As this trade moves, you're going to see here, if I speed this up even more, you're going to see how it continues from the entry point, higher low, even here in this pullback, higher low, all with this TDI on the 1 minute holding the buy zone. So you can see how this really extends, just a strong move. And when it comes back here to the 1 minute 800 EMA, this is where it pinned me out. Because at that point, the trade had already moved over 7R. Once the trade is up 7R, you can't have your stop loss still at even, you got to keep moving the stop loss up according to your rules. I have it in my plan, and that's another thing we teach in the course. I show you exactly how to move the stop, but I have a specific place that if it goes 4R, I move my stop here. When it goes 5R, my stop goes here. So this took me out right here. Now, at that point, I'm done with the trade. Not doing anything else. I'm happy with the win. Move on to the next one good trade. Did I follow my rules? I'm showing you guys I did. Cool. Next. That's it. Put it out of your mind. What ends up happening, and this is why this thing is, I think, a valuable lesson. If we go to the 15-minute, you can see that area where it comes back down to stop me out is right here in those two pins to the 50 EMA. That's where it tags me out, and then it continues higher. From my entry, it went over 85 pips today with only a 7 pip stop loss. That's touching ADR. You see ADR is 91.8 average daily range. So it goes full ADR, which is what you would expect a perfect liquid 50 to do, a perfect TDI, perfect EMAs to do. This is a really strong move, but you can't fret and think, oh, it tagged me out. I got to get back in to catch this whole move, because you don't know that this is coming. Of course, probabilities tell us that it should, and that's why we're in the trade. But you have to mitigate risk and stick to good entry signals.